Hello guys and welcome to another Football Manager 2016 experiment. This is part 2 of the Old Firm in England. Now, as you know, we left you at the end of Season 3 where Rangers were languishing in the Championship and Chris Powell was in charge of them. Now, Celtic had just got automatic promotion via second spot after Zinedine Zidane took over from Sam Allardyce in Season 3 in February and managed to get them to promotion after Sam Allardyce decided to leave, John Collins being in temporary charge for around 3 weeks. So, here we are, Season 4. And this is the final table in the Championship. And as you can see, Rangers finished 18th. So they're still going to be in the Championship next season. Rangers managed to win 14 out of 46, drew 13, lost 19, scored 58, conceded 63 and get 55 points. So here were Rangers' transfers for that fourth season in the experiment and their third season in the Championship. They spent £3.42 million. Remember guys, some of these players may be regenerated players. Nick Pope from Portsmouth, Shea Facey from Plymouth. Darnell Fisher, a former Celtic player, came in from Celtic, presumably after he'd been released. Matty James from Leicester, Jack Robinson, former Wonderkid, Sam McQueen, ex-Southampton, Kadeem Harris, former Cardiff. Graham Dorrans is a decent signing from Norwich. Cole Skuse also coming in, Frank Fielding and Ioannis Fetfadidis from Watford. In terms of sales, players going out, Jason Holt returned to Hearts, Darryl Westlake went out on a free transfer, Luca Gasparito also went out on a free transfer, James Tavernier, good player, free transfer to Sheffield United. Sam Winnall went to Barnsley, Liam Welsh went to Liverpool, Devante Cole went on loan to Cambridge, Derek Shearer, sounds like a regenerated player to me, went to Bournemouth for £525,000. Tom Walsh to Inverness. Darnell Fisher on loan to Bury. Gary Brandon to West Bromwich Albion. Other transfers from them include Harry Charsley, who came in the previous season. He went on loan to Morecambe. So in the fifth season, Rangers played slightly better and got 9th in the Championship. That was the kind of expectation I expected when they first went down and tried to bounce back. 46 games played, 19 wins, 11 draws, 16 losses, 63 goals scored, 55 conceded, kind of similar to the season before, 68 points this season. So they weren't too far away from the playoff spots, but just not close enough. So in the fifth season, as expected, a lot of movement ins and outs. Chris Wood coming in from Sheffield United, John Brayford from Plymouth. Danny Graham came in free of transfer. Former Aberdeen player Ryan Fraser also came in. Ryan Williams on loan from Stoke. Try to look for the more players that we know of so we don't pick out any regenerated players. Jonathan Spector from Birmingham coming in. Andrija Novakovic from Reading on loan. And that is about it for bringing players in, guys. Not a lot of action, specifically not a lot of permanent transfer action. Going out, Henry Lansbury, 1.8 million to Chef Wed. Marvin Emnes, Cameron Jerome, Shane Ferguson, Devante Cole, Harry Charsley, Johnny Russell, Dougie Cowie. Other players going out, Ross Lyon, Lee Wallace to Blackburn for £205,000. Darnell Fisher, Jordan Thompson, I think he is ex-Manchester United Northern Ireland player. Darnell Fisher again, he went out on a permanent this time. And Nick Pope also went out on a permanent. That wraps up the transfer for Rangers in Season 5. So guys, here we are in Season 6 of the Old Firm in England, and Rangers, from a decent place finished last season, have went back down to where they've been pretty much since the start of the save, other than that one season in the Premier League, 21st, surviving relegation just about. 46 games, 14 won, 8 losses and 8 draws and too many losses at 24. 47 goals, not as much as previous years, and conceded more than previous years. 71 conceded, 50 points. And it doesn't look like they were too far off. As you can see, they survived relegation by 1 spot only. Let's have a look at the transfers they had for that season. So, the transfers are for Season 6, as you can see, the money spent is getting lower and lower each season that they stay in that league. Henry Saivet, everybody knows him, former Wonderkid on Football Manager, came in from Bordeaux. Andrew Surman, Ryan Shotton, Craig Dawson's a good sign, Bartosz Bialkowski, Dominic Solanka on loan from Swansea, Jack Colback from Leicester for less than £40,000, Craig Noon from Cardiff also come in. Going out, Jose Angel Crespo. Others going out are Sam McQueen, Kadeem Harris, Shea Facey, Frank Fielding, and Stuart Barrowman. Chris Castle also going out on 3 loans. Made a profit of over $1.5 million in this transfer window, which is pretty decent, but the quality they brought in this season, I thought they would have done better than that in Season 6. Sivet, Sermon, Shotton, Dawson, Bialkowski, Solanka, Callback, Noon are pretty decent players, especially for the Championship. So we move on to Season 7 with Rangers. Now bear in mind guys, at the end of this episode, or the end of the Rangers part of this episode, I will show you the managerial history. There has been a few shock changes. So, Season 7, 16th, an improved position of 5 spots since last season. 46 played, 16 wins, 10 draws, 20 losses, 62 goals scored. That's more than last season. And conceding 1 less than the previous season, 70 goals, 58 points. Well clear of relegation and probably not too far away from mid-table. Let's have a look at the transfer business in Season 7. Again, they make a profit of around $2 million this time. Players coming in. Remember guys, there's no point in me mentioning the players I think that are regenerated players because we don't know who they are. I'll mention the real ones and the real ones only. Andrija Novaskovic coming in from Reading. Darnell Furlong. Sonny, do you remember him? Former Valencia player. Josh Murphy, one of the twins that are at Norwich. Ashley Westwood, decent signing. And that is around it really for the real players as far as I can see. Players going out. John Brayford, Sermon, Danny Ward. Going out on free transfers. Jordan Thompson going on loan at Fleetwood. And Chris Wood released on a free transfer. It's very common, we've seen by Rangers in the last few seasons of transfers, that they sign them at the start of the season, they release them at the end of the season. And it seems to be a repetitive thing here. Season 8 of Rangers in England, and it's back to same old, same old. 46 played, 13 wins, 12 draws, 21 losses, a mere 45 goals scored. That is shocking. 61 conceded, 21st in the league, back to very, very poor. But also you can look at the likes of Villa also down there. Rangers and Villa survived relegation over Blackburn by 1 measly point. Starting in the Premier League 8 seasons ago, Rangers twice have been on the cusp of going down to League 1. And yet in that 8 seasons they've never even been close to going up. Their best place finish is 9th position. Let's have a look at the transfer deals done in Season 8. And for the first time in a few seasons, Rangers have spent more than they have brought in. Players coming in. Isaac Hayden from Coventry, former Arsenal youngster. Also coming in, Josh Murphy, again on loan. Luke McGee, I think he is a former Manchester United player. Other players coming in are another ex-Manchester United player, Will Keane from Sheffield Wednesday, Harley Dean coming in, Troy Deeney from Reading, and Nick Powell on loan from Leicester. Players going out. Sonny, again, it just shows you these players were signed literally a season or 2 ago at most. Sonny going out to Maccabi Haifa, Bartosz Bialkowski, Henry Sivet, Chris Basham going out on free transfers, and Ryan Shotton also going out on a transfer for £32,000 to Charlton. So guys, that's us 8 seasons in with Rangers in England, and this is their managerial history. As you know, the last episode you seen, Chris Powell was in charge. He then got sacked after 4 years and 300 days. Then Ian Durrant took over as a caretaker position, and then he left it to Alan Pardew. Didn't even last a year, 342 days, then he left his role. Ian Durrant again took over. He seems to be a real Rangers through and through man. He took over again in the caretaker position. Tim Sherwood then took over and got sacked after 260 days. Ian Durrant back again. He is Mr. Rangers, and that's why he's kept around all this time. Then Wayne Rooney. Can you Adam and Eve it? Wayne Rooney took over Rangers for 94 days and then was sacked. Then, of course, as you can see, Ian Durrant back in charge, and the current manager of Rangers FC from Glasgow, playing in England, is the 37-year-old England international former with a Continental B licence and studying for his Continental A licence, Ashley Young. Big shock there, considering Zinedine Zidane was the one that took over Celtic in the second or third season in the first episode. So Ashley Young comes in to replace former teammate Wayne Rooney as manager of Rangers. Now guys, that's us 8 seasons in with Rangers. Let's have a look and see how Celtic done in the previous 5 seasons, 8 in total, since the 3 that I showed you, in the last episode. We will show you the future 5 of Celtic and how they got on. So here we are guys with Celtic in the 4th season. As you know, they got promoted back into the Premier League at their 3rd season after being relegated in the first... were they? I can't remember. Anyway, they're sitting 14th after 38 games, 12 wins, 11 draws, 15 losses, 50 goals scored, 59 conceded and 47 points on the board. Easily clear of relegation. Actually, probably just about as close to the top 7 as they were to the bottom 3. Let's have a look at the transfer business for Season 4 at Celtic in England. As you can see, Celtic, big money spenders looking to mainstay their time in the Premier League after getting relegated, struggled and promoted through Zinedine Zidane. They're looking to spend a lot of money, and that is just what Zizou has done. Coming in, Marcus Edwards on loan, talented young player from Tottenham Hotspur. Gary Cahill, experience from Chelsea, 1.3 million. Similar reasons why to Nacho Monreal came in. Then Giovanni Dos Santos for 6.5 million. Conrad Leimer, I'm not sure if he's a regenerated player or not, coming in from Red Bull Salzburg. Marco Oliver Kempf coming in for Freiburg, very decent player. Timo Horn, you all know him. He was the one that you could activate his clause for 3.5 million on FM15. And Samir Carruthers coming in from Plymouth. Outgoings, Michael Duffy, Paul McMullen, Kieran Tierney, Stefan Skepovic to Eibar, Joe Thompson, Chris Maxwell out on loan, Nikita Jelavic out on loan, Emilio Izagiri also going out to Huddersfield, Diafra Sakho to Leicester for 1.8 million, Nabil Elzar, former Liverpool player, to Evsjeberg FB, Peter Whittingham out on a free, Jozo Simonovic out to Blackburn, Calvin Miller, Mr. Loney going on loan to Hearts, Callum McGregor to Charlton, Sam McCruthers on loan to Fulham, and Kelvin Wilson on loan to Sheffield Wednesday. Season 5 seen Celtic continue their quality progress up the table and secure a bang-on mid-table position finish in 10th place. 14 wins, 9 draws, 15 losses, 52 scored, 59 conceded, 51 points, and again only 8 points away from the top 7. They really are improving each and every season now. Let's check the transfer business. That's right guys, it's all about money, money, money. Celtic are a quality, or certainly an established mid-table Premier League team now, and they have got money to burn. Robin Quaison coming in from Chelsea for nearly 14 million. I'm sure that is a regen. If not, Runen Bridski coming in from Young Boys for 10 million. Brian Rebello, former Sevilla player, 7 million. Yannick Bolasie coming in on a free transfer. Michael Keane from Burnley, 6.25 million. Stuart Armstrong coming back to the club. They sold him to Norwich and they brought him back. John Pickford, former Sunderland goalkeeper, also coming in. Released on a free transfer. Nikita Jelavic, Ryan Fraser. Also going out is Chris Maxwell on loan. He's been a wasted signing. Jozo Simonovic, permanent to Blackburn. Liam Henderson to Cardiff for 500,000. Deirdre Boyata to Burnley on loan. Kevin Wilson again on loan to Bristol City. Lee Griffiths to Norwich, 750k. Yannick Bolasie on a loan deal to Eskişehirspor in Turkey. And Samir Carruthers out on loan to Millwall. Celtic really pushing for that European spot in England. Season 6 and Celtic have taken a big drop back down to 14th from a 10th place finish. 11 wins, 11 draws, 16 losses, 45 scored, 51 conceded and 44 points. Let's see the deals they've done. Did they spend as much money as the previous 2 seasons, which come to around 65 million? Let's find out and see what they've done. Yes indeed they did. 31.79 million spent, and that is around 90 million in 3 seasons spent. Coming in, Thierry Ambrose, Man City player, coming in from Evian, 4.2 million. Andy Najar from Olympiacos. Domen Krinagoj from Stoke for 8.5 million. Going out, Nacho Monreal, Kelvin Wilson, Charlie Mulgrew, Mikel Lustig, Chris Maxwell, all on free transfers. Saidi Yanko to Brentford. Yannick Bolasie to Troy, Diedrich Boyata to Blackburn, Lars Christoph Vilsvik to Leicester. Also going out, Stuart Armstrong on loan to Brentford, Jordan Pickford. They actually signed him from Burnley for that 1.8 million price and they've sold him back for the same price. Gary Mackay-Steven goes on a free transfer, and Calvin Miller to Sheffield United for £275,000. Bit of a disaster season after spending 32 million. They need to push back up. Season 7 in England for Celtic, the 7th season I believe in the Premier League, moving up from 14th to 12th. 38 played, 14 wins, 7 draws, 70 losses, 58 scored, 67 conceded, 49 points. They were only 9 points above relegation zone. Have they continued to spend the big bucks? And there's no stopping Celtic spending the big dollars. Big players, big money, big signings being made. 40 million spent in the Premier League, and they just can't break into that top 8 positions. Rafik Zakini coming in for 7.5 million. Jeffrey Nicholas must be a regen, 22 million almost. Danny Welbeck from PSG, and Jose Callejon on a free transfer. Going out, Gary Cahill, Samir Crothers, Fabian Lustenberger, former captain, Barry McLean, going out. Giovanni Dos Santos out. Also going out, Stuart Armstrong, and that is about it for the main players being sold or loaned out in this season. Season 8 guys in Celtic are getting closer to breaking that Europe spot. 9th position, their highest in the Premier League recently of this save. Now, 38 played, 15 wins, 9 draws, 14 losses, 56 scored, 57 conceded. Can they really spend more money? 120 million in the last 4 seasons? Let's find out. Unbelievable. Spending money like it means nothing, like an established Premier League club. 150 million barrier broken in the 5 seasons in a row has totaled 150 million. Now coming in, Kyle Walker-Peters, Ricardo Kishna, talented player, Marco Asensio, a real talent there, and a few other players. Going out, Gio Dos Santos, Stuart Armstrong, Jose Callejon, all out on free transfers. Brian Rebelo to Dino McKev, they've took a 7 million hit on him, and the rest going out are small fees or loanees. But Lucas Piathon also goes out 1.2 million, and they take a big hit of around 7 million after they sign him also. So here we are guys, Celtic in England after 8 seasons, and as you know, Ronnie Delia got sacked, John Collins took over, Sam Allardyce took over from him after John Collins was in caretaker role. He lasted not even a year before leaving the club in late January 2017. John Collins caretaker for 22 days, and as you know already from episode 1, which will be in the description, Zinedine Zidane has been in charge 6 years, 102 days, 8 seasons in. Guys, Celtic have finished their highest position ever in England, 9th. Now, we have one more episode of the Old Firm in England to come, where we're going to dissect season 9 and season 10. Can Celtic break the barrier? Can Celtic win a trophy? Can Rangers bounce back into the Premier League? There's only one way to find out, guys. Stay tuned. In a few days, the next episode of the Old Firm in England will hit my YouTube channel. Stay subscribed, get your friends to subscribe, and like the videos if you enjoy them. Thanks for checking out this experiment, guys, and I'll see you lot soon.